What happens when the search for truth challenges the most institution in the world? Can one scientist change history, or does fear always silence knowledge? In today's video, we'll explore Bertolt Brecht's The Life of Galileo through a clear plot summary and in-depth critical analysis. We'll examine Galileo's groundbreaking discoveries, his struggle against the Church, the play's central themes, and Brecht's unique dramatic techniques that continue to influence modern theater. Whether you're preparing for exams or simply love literature, stay with us until the end to understand why The Life of Galileo remains one of the most thought-provoking plays ever written. Imagine living in a world where asking questions could make you an enemy of society. A world where discovering the truth might cost you your freedom, your reputation, or even your life. This is the powerful world explored in Bertolt Brecht's The Life of Galileo. More than a historical drama, this play is a profound examination of the relationship between knowledge, power, morality, and human responsibility. Although it is based on the life of the famous Italian scientist Galileo Galilei, Brecht uses history to ask timeless questions that remain relevant in our modern world. Bertolt Brecht was one of the 20th century's most influential playwrights. He believed that theater should not merely entertain audiences, but encourage them to think critically about society. Instead of becoming emotionally absorbed in a story, Brecht wanted viewers to question the characters' decisions, the social systems around them, and even their own beliefs. This approach became known as epic theater, and The Life of Galileo is one of its finest examples. The play is set during a period when Europe was experiencing enormous intellectual change. For centuries, many people accepted the belief that the Earth stood at the center of the universe. This view was supported by powerful religious institutions and was considered unquestionable. However, new scientific discoveries began challenging these long-held assumptions. Galileo became one of the leading figures of this scientific revolution by using observation, mathematics, and experimentation to better understand the natural world. What makes Galileo such a fascinating character is that he is portrayed as both brilliant and deeply human. He is curious, passionate, and determined to uncover the truth. He believes that knowledge should belong to everyone, rather than remain in the hands of a privileged few. He is excited by discovery and dreams of a future where ordinary people can understand the universe through reason rather than blind acceptance. At the same time, Brecht does not present Galileo as a flawless hero. Throughout the play, he faces difficult choices between personal safety and public responsibility. These moral conflicts form the emotional and intellectual heart of the drama. Instead of offering simple answers, Brecht encourages audiences to consider what they themselves might have done under similar circumstances. One of the most significant themes in the play is the conflict between science and authority. Scientific progress often challenges traditional beliefs, and those in positions of power may resist ideas that threaten established systems. Brecht demonstrates that knowledge is never developed in isolation. Every discovery exists within political, religious, and social structures that influence how truth is accepted or rejected. Another important theme is the responsibility that comes with knowledge. Is discovering the truth enough, or do scientists have a duty to defend it, regardless of personal consequences? Brecht explores this question without offering an easy conclusion. The play suggests that intelligence alone does not guarantee moral courage. True greatness requires both wisdom and the willingness to accept responsibility for one's actions. Education is another central concern. Galileo believes that learning has the power to transform society. He wants ordinary people to observe nature for themselves, rather than depend entirely on established authorities. His passion for teaching reflects Brecht's own belief that education should encourage independent thinking instead of passive acceptance. Throughout the play, knowledge becomes a tool of liberation, allowing individuals to challenge assumptions and think critically about the world. The relationship between truth and power remains one of the play's most enduring ideas. Throughout history, powerful institutions have often attempted to control information. Whether through censorship, intimidation, or political influence, the struggle over who controls knowledge continues even today. Brecht reminds us that truth may be uncomfortable, but suppressing it ultimately harms society. Brecht also examines the human cost of intellectual progress. Scientific discoveries can improve civilization, but they may also create fear, conflict, and ethical dilemmas. Every breakthrough raises new questions about responsibility. This makes the Life of Galileo especially relevant in the modern age, where advances in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and space exploration continue to challenge our ethical understanding. Galileo's personal journey reflects the complexity of human nature. He experiences hope, excitement, disappointment, fear, and regret. Rather than presenting him as either completely courageous or completely weak, Brecht shows how ordinary human emotions influence extraordinary decisions. This complexity makes Galileo one of literature's most memorable, dramatic characters. One of Brecht's greatest achievements lies in his dramatic technique. Unlike traditional theater, which seeks emotional immersion, epic theater constantly reminds audiences that they are watching a performance. Characters often behave in ways that encourage reflection rather than emotional identification. The goal is not simply to entertain, but to stimulate critical thinking. Another defining feature of Brecht's style is the alienation effect, sometimes called the Verfremdungseffekt. This technique prevents audiences from becoming passive spectators. Instead of losing themselves in emotion, viewers remain intellectually engaged, constantly questioning motives, social systems, and historical events. Brecht believed that thoughtful audiences were more likely to become thoughtful citizens. The play also explores the relationship between individuals and institutions. Galileo may possess remarkable intelligence, but he cannot escape the influence of political and religious authority. Brecht suggests that individuals rarely act entirely freely. Their decisions are shaped by social pressures, economic conditions, and institutional power. Understanding these forces helps audiences better understand both history and contemporary society. Although the events take place centuries ago, the issues remain surprisingly modern. Today, scientists continue debating climate change, medical ethics, artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and environmental protection. Experts often face political resistance when scientific findings conflict with economic or ideological interests. In this sense, Galileo's story continues to resonate with audiences around the world. The play also raises important questions about courage. Is bravery always refusing to compromise, or can survival itself become a form of resistance? Different readers interpret Galileo's choices differently, and Brecht intentionally leaves room for debate. Rather than presenting a perfect role model, he presents a deeply human figure whose strengths and weaknesses invite discussion. For students of literature, The Life of Galileo offers valuable insight into modern drama. It demonstrates how theater can engage with philosophy, politics, ethics, and science simultaneously. Instead of providing simple entertainment, Brecht transforms the stage into a place for public discussion and intellectual exploration. From a literary perspective, the play combines historical material with philosophical inquiry. Its dialogue emphasizes ideas as much as emotion. Symbolism, irony, and dramatic contrast reinforce the central themes. The scientific telescope becomes more than an instrument. It symbolizes humanity's determination to seek knowledge beyond accepted limits. Similarly, light frequently represents enlightenment, while darkness symbolizes ignorance and unquestioned authority. Critics continue to debate the play's central message. Some see it as a warning about compromising moral principles. Others interpret it as an exploration of the impossible choices individuals face under oppressive systems. Still others view it as a celebration of scientific inquiry, despite temporary setbacks. These multiple interpretations contribute to the play's lasting significance. The influence of the Life of Galileo extends far beyond literature classrooms. It has inspired discussions among scientists, philosophers, historians, political thinkers, and educators. Its themes remain relevant whenever societies debate freedom of thought, academic independence, censorship, or ethical responsibility. Ultimately, Brecht encourages us to recognize that knowledge alone cannot create a better world. Scientific progress must be accompanied by ethical responsibility, intellectual honesty, and social courage. Discovering truth is only the beginning. Acting responsibly upon that truth is the greater challenge. As we reflect on the life of Galileo, we are left with questions that remain deeply relevant today. How should society respond when new discoveries challenge traditional beliefs? What responsibilities do scientists owe to humanity? Can truth survive political pressure? And how can education help people think independently in an age of misinformation? These questions explain why Bertolt Brecht's masterpiece continues to be studied across the world. It is not simply the story of one scientist or one historical period. It is a timeless meditation on truth, power, responsibility, and the enduring human desire to understand the universe. Long after the final curtain falls, the play continues to challenge audiences to think critically, question authority responsibly, and recognize that the pursuit of knowledge is one of humanity's greatest and most demanding endeavors. As we come to the end of our exploration of the Life of Galileo by Bertolt Brecht, one message stands above all. The pursuit of truth is never easy, but it has the power to transform the world. Through Galileo's journey, Brecht challenges us to think critically about science, authority, courage, and the responsibility that comes with knowledge. These questions remain just as relevant today as they were centuries ago. If you found this analysis helpful, please like the video, share it with fellow students and literature enthusiasts, and subscribe to the channel for more summaries, critical analyses, and English literature lessons. Don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep reading, keep questioning, and never stop learning.